Hi, I'm Joe Fowler with United Way, Central Kentucky. Welcome to Common Good in the Commonwealth. This is episode 3916. Well, not really, but it kind of feels that way today, so we'll just go with that. But today what we're going to do is we're going to introduce you to one of our new colleagues. She started work with us just within the last month. What we're going to do is introduce you to Andrea, let her tell you about herself, why she came to United Way, how she's going to network in the community, and how you can get in touch with her. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Krista and Andrea.
Welcome again to another episode of Common Good in the Commonwealth. I'm Krista Schaus, Director of Development here at United Way, and I have with me my newest colleague, Andrea Hill, who is our Development Coordinator. We're just going to get to know a little bit more about Andrea, what she's doing, and her passion about nonprofit work. And let's get started, Andrea. So, we interviewed together a couple of times, been a little over a month ago, but you really wanted to work with us. And could you tell me a little bit more about why you wanted to come work for United Way?
Well, I started in nonprofits, in my early 20s and carried that over into my early 30s. And it was always a goal of mine to come back to Elizabethtown and do something impactful, work with a nonprofit that contributes to so much of the community. And a friend of mine was active with United Way, and that was when I got to really get a good introduction on what United Way does. And I knew immediately that I needed to be a part of it. And it really did become like a dream of mine to work here and be able to, be a part of making that big of an impact through so many different avenues. Because I think when you're passionate about nonprofit work, it's hard to narrow it down. And to me, that was probably the best part, was I didn't have to stick to a specific area. We, are able to help so many different organizations, and so it was dream come true. It's an honor.
Easy honestly. Decision then.
Totally easy decision.
I love that. I like when things are easy.
Yes.
So you have lived other places and worked for other nonprofits. Could you tell us a little bit more about some of that nonprofit background, some roles you've held?
Absolutely. I mostly worked within animal rescue and animal sanctuary work. And with that, I had many roles. A super fun one was, of course, animal care on a farm animal sanctuary. But I also kind of worked in the background. I was able to write, did a lot of grant writing. I was able to work with the entire country, representatives from every state, to create a bill in the state of California to stop certain animal abuse treatments that were commonplace there. I just really enjoyed doing volunteer coordinating, and I really got to see all the different ways you can contribute within an organization, and I can't even pick a favorite part of it. It was just so cool to be able to learn all of it, to be honest.
I think, working with nonprofit, and anybody out there in the audience will know this, if you've worked with nonprofit, you do wear a lot of hats in an organization. You do get exposure to the different facets. And I think overall that just makes for a better rounded employee. So now that you're with us, I'm so happy she is with us. We've been running short staff for some time now, and coming out of the pandemic and all the challenges we face, it's really exciting to have another team member who's going to be out in the community spreading the word. So having said that, could you tell the audience more about what you're going to be doing specifically, what you're already in the process of doing?
I'm actually going to be communicating with as many businesses around Elizabethtown as possible. I really just want to get to know them, build a relationship, and maintain this open conversation of how can we better help our community, what their views are, and then also figuring out ways that we can collaborate that isn't always necessarily in a monetary sense. And just to get those fresh perspectives so that we can make as big of an impact as possible.
And so what you've been doing here recently has been reaching out to some of our small business network and connecting with them and finding ways that they can fit in and helping us create community, correct?
Absolutely. it's pretty rewarding, and especially to hear other people's views and their vision of how they can contribute through their business. It's pretty eye-opening because it's a lot of stuff that I probably would never have thought of. And so I think it's valuable to be able to hear from them.
Yeah, I don't think there's one set way to do our work, and I think we talked initially as we started to get to know each other, there's a lot of creativity that comes into play with nonprofit work, and being able to open that up to our community, let them help think creatively with us, it opens up many possibilities. So Andrea, if people want to know more, want to get in touch with you, want to contact you about getting their small business involved, or maybe their community social groups, how would they reach you?
You can reach me by email. It's ahill@unitedwayck.org.
And you can always call our office at 270-737-6608. Andrea, thanks so much for your time today. So happy and proud to have you on board.
Me too.
And folks, you'll be hearing more from Andrea and myself. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.